Welcome back everyone, and today we are in Scotland! So thanks so much for joining us on our last camper van trip for winter. This is usually the time of the year where me and my fiance go away for our birthdays and just take a bit of time off for it. So this year we picked Loch Ness, but we started here in Ardursia Bay. This is one of my favourite places, but unfortunately we were introduced to this place for the wrong reasons. We broke down here in our very first Mazda Bongo camper van and had to get towed all the way home. Not fun. But this place is beautiful and apparently a great spot for dolphin watching. And just down the road, or a short walk away, is Fort George. So once we'd got a spot of wild camping out of our system, we headed straight to our Campion Caravanning Club campsite, and it's got an amazing view because it's right by Loch Ness with some fantastic walks. We have actually wild camped down the road before, and that was a few summers ago, but I don't think people really like it in the area because people kept trying to wake us up honking at us, and in the summer there were lots of midges, but there weren't any this time. Woohoo! Who likes getting bitten? Oh, and this is a really cool compost public toilet, and that's how close the main reception was. So we're now on our pitch, and this is our view. We actually stayed a bit further back because Hans does bark sometimes, but there was a stream right behind us anyway, so another brilliant view. And we made sure we had electric and popped our side awning up. But later on during the night, we realised it was short-lived because it was so wet and windy, we had to take it down. But watching TV on our projector was cool while it lasted. Ooh. So it did continue to rain in the morning, but I didn't want it to stop our walking. So I just cracked on with some pancakes for energy. I actually made this mixture at home, and that just gave the rain time to clear up and come out with this gorgeous rainbow. So once we were fed and watered, we wanted to see what the Falls of Foyers was like. I'd read a lot of reviews about how stunning it was, and this dog walk was so beautiful. The sun came out, you could see snow on the mountain cliff tops in the distance. Hans was up to his usual self. Why go for a stick when he can have a branch?
Come on then, fetch! Fetch it! Go get it! Every time, bye!
But it did get to the point where it was so close to cliff edges that I had to put Hans on a lead. So this water all goes straight into Loch Ness. And apparently its Gaelic name means smoking falls, and I totally get that because as you're walking down, all the water spraying does look like smoke, and it's so powerful, and the air is just full of mist. So once we made our way to the top to get the best views, we then made our way back down and just explored Loch Ness a bit more.
What do you want?
And then you can see a power station in the background. But when we weren't looking, Hans jumped in with his jumper on.
Have you just been for a dip with your jumper on? Come on, here. We need to take that off. Come on. Here. Come on. Here. Stop. Oh, God. Away.
And you know that little blue thing in the distance? That is our camper van. There's actually almost like a little island that you can walk onto. just next to the campsite. And I think this is a great place to take a picture because it looks like you're actually in the middle of Loch Ness, but you're not. Nessie, where are you?
You keep losing them. No, he wants attention.
Now, we didn't really do a great deal the next day. We were going to go on a Loch Ness cruise, but I had to do quite a lot of work for my food blog. But after we had a cheeky breakfast of croissants, I thought, why not give you a tour of the campsite? Now, I'm sure I've told you before, we are actually Camping and Caravanning Club members, and this was actually gifted to us for the 4 nights. So there is the odd housing estate that you can see in the distance. We didn't have any problems. Most plots seem to have electric. There is a raised platform at the back, but they're actually doing some work on there. I think they're expanding. What I thought was really cool is that there's an on-site workshop, and I could see some huge rustic benches that were being handmade. And it's open all year round, and there's the main reception where you can access the Wi-Fi. And there's a tea and coffee station in there. It's also got this Airstream van where it looked like it was set up for buying hot dogs and stuff like that, but I don't think it was open while we were there. But we did use a shop inside the reception to buy bread and stuff like that. Oh, and a lemon drizzle cake, that was really nice. There's also these really cool wooden pods that you can hire, but I just love these because I'd love to make one of these at some point, but I don't have space in my back garden. And then there is the award-winning toilet block, which I was really excited about because this time of year it's so freezing cold. Freaking cold it is. But it's also got so many showers and toilets that I can't imagine there ever being a queue. Hair dryers, a total luxury, and loads of plug sockets. But round the back there's your usual washing machine, dryer, and more washing facilities. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little tour. But I'm going back in the van because it's very cold and wet right now. And out of curiosity, have you ever seen a clothesline on a campsite? Because I think this is the first time I've seen one. So we're now onto a new day, and then it became snow. But we thought we'd put our winter tyres to good use and definitely go on the Loch Ness cruise that we wanted to. And the great news was, it was dog friendly as well. So the cruise that we went on was called Cruise Loch Ness, and it was £14.50 each and free for the dog. And I'm sure you're just as curious as I was on what they had to say about the Loch Ness Monster.
So now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the wonders of Loch Ness. Vegetation and trees arrived, but most were cut down during medieval times to produce charcoal for smelting. And the pine forests you see here today are mainly introduced species like larch, Douglas fir, Sitka, and Norwegian spruce, and even some sequoia. Our only native pine, the Scots pine,
There's a monster! Run! Things all do, Coach, you okay?
So after 4 nights of really bad rain, wind and snow, we thought we'd do exactly like we've done on the last 2 trips and checked out booking.com for a B&B, which I know is not camping, but I felt like we deserved a bit of a break and headed to South Shields near Newcastle. So what drew us to this place was obviously the price on booking.com. It was also by the sea and found plenty of dog-friendly restaurants as well. But if you want to toddle over to North Shields from South Shields, instead of going all the way around, there's actually a foot passenger service that you can cross on a ferry. And I think it was about £1.90 each and the dog was free. And the service is roughly every half hour, running up to about 10ish at night. And once we got over, we checked out a Norman landmark. I think it was National Trust or English Heritage, but sadly it wasn't open. And we thought we'd walk all the way to Whitley Bay, but you've got to check out this sign. I'd love to see locals' faces and what they saw before they complained to the council about divers undressing. Not drivers, by the way. And again, St Mary's Lighthouse, it was a shame that it was closed, but if you've ever been to St Michael's Mount in Cornwall, you have to make sure you check the tidal times so you can cross safely. before the water comes in. And there's some cute little cottages there as well. And then once we'd made our way back, we'd worked about 45,000 steps. And I think we'd officially tired the dog out. And on the way back, we went to Marsden Rock just to see what it was. So that's it for this week, and hopefully it's given an insight about what Loch Ness is like. It's definitely worth a trip. It was so much fun. So from now on, it's all DIY projects, and I'm really excited to share with you my next one. So don't forget to come back, see what I'm up to, and if you've got any questions about where we stayed, then feel free to comment below as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I think I can see a girl dancing over there.